Testimonies. Beautiful. We're singing Country Roads next. Almost heaven, West Virginia. Great job, guys. That was very nice. We're gonna sing Love is Born Anew.
Upon my heart, and take my hand, and together we will find a secret place where dreams are born and love's alive. Your love's alive. Father, you're the rock that stands so strong.
Okay, please join me in prayer. Beloved Heavenly Parent, thank you again for another week that we have the opportunity to get together here at Clifton Family Church with our brothers and sisters. We're so happy to see people that we haven't seen in a while and so honored to be a part of their lives. And I pray that everyone here can really quiet their minds and their hearts and from all the busyness of regular life and take time to really listen to their heart, listen to their conscience, connect with you today, and try to quiet all the distractions. And today we're going to hear a sermon from Pastor Naokimi on sustaining happiness, and I pray that we can really give our whole heart and mind to receiving and working with the message that we have today. And I report this in the name of Youngjun and Diane of A Blessed Central Family. Aju.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. We welcome everybody, even also our televiewers from online. Please have a seat, everybody. For today, we'd like to give thanks for our Essex County volunteers for our Sunday service for today who are helping us preparing our snack as well as usherings for today. And let's give them a warm of applause, everybody. I think it's not enough. Can we give a warm of applause to our Essex County members? Thank you so much. Now, it's not further ado, I would like everybody with your beautiful smiles, even though who are coming, you are all welcome. Please have a meet and greet for everybody. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to have another meet and greet later. At this time, I am sure you would like to greet your friends. We can have that after the service. But as of this time, I would like to dismiss our Sunday school children. Pre-K, please proceed to Tulip Room. First grade to second grade at Lilac Room. Third and fourth grade at Daffodil Room. Fifth and sixth grade, Carnation and Conference Room. 7th and 8th grade, Youth Center. So let's all, the Sunday school, please proceed to your respective classroom. Also, for an announcement, we will hold a special holiday Sunday service on February 18 to commemorate True Parents' birthday and the 11th Foundation Day of John Il Guk. On the 17th, we invite anyone available to help prepare the offering table. If you would like, please contact Mrs. Eriko-san to do an offering table preparations from 9 a.m. until the preparations are done. It is also requested for everybody to please bring a potluck celebration so that everybody could be able to share together your own cultural food that we could be able to share together on that day. So please bring a food with you. You can come any time of the day and leave according to your own schedule on that day on February 18. The pastor team would like to greet any guests in the room next to the pastor office for 15 minutes after the service. So not much further ado, I would like to welcome our very own Yasu to please, before Yasu to come, I would like to call Dr. Bibi and Mrs. Bibi. They're going to share some gratitude supports for everyone. Let's welcome Dr. Bibi and Mrs. Bibi.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we just wanted to express our appreciation to all of you for your support over the past couple of weeks, supporting our family, and for Zachary and Sumika as they've been going through this time of losing their daughter. Anyway, we feel that, God is working through this situation. You know, it's a lot of things to process along the way, but we are grateful to God for Sasha, even just her 12 days on earth. I feel that she's made such an impact on our own community. I know she's made an impact on my family, bringing us together, relationships with each other. And also when I say my family, I'm talking about my brothers and sisters. I have 11 brothers and sisters. 6 of us are still alive, and we're communicating with each other on chat. And I've been keeping them informed about things. And some of them will be coming to the Sungwa tonight as well. So I feel like God is working through Sasha to heal and to bring us closer together, heart to heart, and feeling God's presence through that. Also, I want to really appreciate True Mother for establishing Chuncheon Wands. So probably actually if this had not happened, I would not be going there so often, to be honest. But every day my wife and I have been going, and we feel so much God's love and care and support by being there. And it's something that I want to continue each and every day. So I just want to express that to you and my wife also.
I wanted to say that, I had such a desperate heart. We all had such a desperate heart, for something to happen, and prayed and made wishes, and really, really desperate for something different, a different outcome, But we prayed and we made this wish, these wishes that we made to True Parents, we made to God. And it would seem like they didn't answer at first, I thought. But actually, when, having give and take with different members of the community, some of the things that people have shared with me have helped me to understand that God answered all my wishes, that everything that I wrote down. So I'm really grateful to God, grateful to True Parents, and especially to True Mother for the blessing that we have of the Chuncheon Wan. And thank you so much to everybody here that participated in helping us to realize the gift that we have in a community. Thank you.
One more thing too, sorry. Also, I really want to appreciate Kodan and all of our Japanese members, because I know that you're the backbone behind all of that. And especially shout out to Ms. Noriko Sprague. Let's give her a hand. Pastor Takino, Yasu, Pastor Naokimi, thank you so much for your support. We feel a very deep connection to Japan now. And anyway, thank you. God bless you.
Rest assured, Dr. Bibi and Mrs. Bibi, that we will continue Sasha's pray for her. A soul will be able to really go smoothly in the bottom of our Heavenly Father. So not much further ado, I know most of you are really waiting for our own very Brother Yasu, to give us a report about our January 2024's financial report. Let's welcome Yasu!
Thank you, brothers and sisters. Yes, also bonus, not just finances, but building report as well. So I'd just like to give a quick overview of January. And of course, I want to start with gratitude to Eriko-san, because she's the main bookkeeper, and really without her strenuous work and just consistency, I wouldn't be able to pull out these data for you guys. So to start, so looking in January, actually there's a big increase of income, and the main reason why is actually 123,000 of 179,000 came from what we used to have a district fund, which supported 3 different communities, multiple communities in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. But going forward this year, we dissolved it, and so we received majority of that as the largest community and the most active community, but also Pennsylvania and Delaware and Elizabeth and other churches received some as well. But looking into it, so minus the 122 from the district, we still were able to have an income of about $56,000, and so we are in the plus. And so we really appreciate all of your donations, all of your tithe, and all of your other ways to be able to contribute for this community. And the expenses, I'd like to go over what those expenses were. Primarily, it's still payroll expenses, being able to offer compensation for our staff for about 45%. And property expenses looks like it went up by a lot, being closer to 29%. But actually, the reality is the property expenses didn't change so much, but the other expenses decreased. And so that's why the percentage of it looks like it increased much more. Program expenses around 15%, and we are offering a tithe to our national headquarters as well as sub-region. And so I also just want to introduce our weekly cleaning team, headed by Mrs. Hiromi Kato, and also Mr. Kaneko, Mrs. Christine Lebon, and Mrs. Koto Kato are coming. Let's give them a round of applause. These guys are volunteers coming every Monday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And some of the things that they do is covering all the floors, cleaning all the classrooms, hallways, and bathrooms, such as disinfecting, dusting, vacuuming, and organizing the space. If you saw the game room downstairs, there's much more space now, really thanks to the heart and amazing work of our brothers and sisters. And usually we'll say honorable mentions, but I'd like to call them honorable cleaners, because these brothers and sisters also came in and out throughout the month of January and communicating with Hiromi-san to be able to help out in cleaning up this building and taking care of it. So I know maybe if your name is missing, I apologize, but I just want to stress the importance of reporting. So if you haven't been able to share your offering of time of cleaning to either Hiromi-san or myself, then we'll be able to receive that offering all together. So thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Let's give them a hand for doing the work of cleanliness is godliness. Next, just some updates. We got a new couch here in the nursery room. It's in the top left corner, from your right corner from your perspective. That was donated by Mrs. Michiko Presky and her husband. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for Michiko-san, or the Presky couple. Now I'm sure the young moms, I hope you guys are happy and using that in the nursery. We also have a refrigerator. That is not Mr. Soyvan, but it's just an image of showing that an old refrigerator broke down and we got a new one, which Mr. Soyvan is willing to cover the full cost. And so he basically is purchased a new refrigerator for us to be able to use. And last but not least, oops, this way. Oh no, it's not reacting. Oh, there you go. So this was just 2 days ago on Friday in the parsonage or the youth center. They had an old faucet in the sink where it wasn't so clean. The water, whenever you turn it on, it would kind of not go straight down, but spray in a couple areas. And we got a new faucet. So that now it's much cleaner. And Mitchell Bean was the one who was able to restore that. So let's give a hand to Mr. Bean. He came in the evening time and just working for, I believe, 3 hours-ish and just really focused on renovating the youth center. So that is all for this past month of January and a little bit of February. You'll see me again next month. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yasu, for sharing to us, and I'm sure everybody is happy to see that. So if you have time, please always call him to make our church a beautiful place to live with, okay? So now, I am pretty much sure that you are looking forward. Our testimony giver for today is Mr. Shogo Nakasa, who's going to give us his life transformation experience. Let's welcome Shogo Nakasa.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so, since the sermon topic for today is the first blessing, I was asked to share about my experience with the first blessing. And so, the first blessing being God's desire for human beings. His blessing for human beings was to be fruitful, first of all. And so, actually earlier this week, I was having a conversation with someone, and the question came up of, not in a morbid way, but if you were to die right now, where in spirit world would you go? And so it's kind of an interesting thing. Where it's like, usually I'm like, I'm not so bad of a person, I think. But actually I started thinking deeper about how much am I actually able to practice true love? How much am I really able to embody God's character, to reflect that to the people around me? And it's got me thinking a lot deeper and thinking about my own journey and my own growth for the past probably 7 years or so. But I think a huge shift that happened in my own life, actually here in New Jersey, was my shift from GPA, which is I did 3 years of GPA. It's like a gap year program for me to work on, young people to work on their faith and also leadership skills. And going from there, where it's focused on my growth and my experience with God, which was really powerful. But then coming to a local community and then focusing actually, how can I invest into a community? And so I had the privilege of working with the campus ministry group, CARP, and also leading it for some time. And that experience of thinking about other people's growth. How can I invest into someone else? And so, not that I didn't care about other people's growth or other people's happiness before, but it shifted from, I'm doing all this, and then looking to the staff of the GPA program, saying am I doing a good job? And looking for kind of an approval, which is a certain level of a child's realm of heart to grow. But then taking that step as almost like an older brother to say, actually, I want you to grow and I want you to succeed. My pride and joy comes from your development as a person. And then when I see other people growing, feeling so proud. And in my own life too, actually, my relationship with my younger siblings grew through that. My own physical younger siblings through my CARP experience, where before, my younger brothers and sisters, I have one younger brother and one younger sister. And I don't have a bad relationship with them. Before, I didn't have a bad relationship, but it was kind of just they were people in my house. And they were annoying at times, and I had to deal with them, but sure, we can live with them. They're fun sometimes, and I hang out with them occasionally. But when I started taking care of other people and learning what it means to invest into someone else without really it's a very limited level, but without expecting much in return. And just care for someone just because I care, just because I'm an older brother and I want to care. Then that also shifted my relationship with my younger siblings dramatically, where they stopped being as annoying. And when I would look at them, I'd be like, wow, you're kind of cute. And I would feel happy just listening to them or hearing them complain, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're my younger siblings. But also, as they started to grow in their life of faith and their character, then I would feel more and more joy and pride. And then sometimes, like my younger siblings started taking different leadership roles or taking responsibility for different things. It was like, wow, like they're doing better than you are. And I'd be like, you know, like, that's right, I'm proud of them and I want them to do even better than me. I'm proud to say that they're my younger siblings, and yeah, they're so much better than me. They have a much bigger heart, a much deeper love for people. And I can be proud of that. It's not about me being the person who's like, oh, I'm raising them or I'm doing a good job. They're my younger siblings. But it's just, yeah, no, they're amazing. I'm just proud and happy for them. And so I think that kind of shift in my own experience of learning how to understand God's love, where God's not about praise me, worship me, but he says, I love my children. And so I was asking myself, actually, like, on my journey, how much have I really become God's beloved, who inspires him with joy? That's a quote from the Divine Principle about the first blessing. That really struck me, is when people realize God's first blessing, they become God's beloved who inspire him with joy. Rather than asking God, please recognize me, or my parents, please recognize me, I'm doing a good job, right? But just fully saying, I want to take care of my younger siblings, I want to take care of others. And I think that also makes a dramatic shift towards being able to prepare me for the second blessing as well. So, yeah, anyways, that's my testimony with the first blessing, but thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Shogo. Thank you for sharing your life experience in learning God's love. Now let's welcome our New Jersey family band. Let's welcome them with warm-up applause.
Hi, everyone. So this song is called Thrive. It's by Casting Crowns. And I chose it because it's very inspiring. It's about how God loves us so deeply and profoundly, and he wants so much joy for us and just fulfillment in life. And he wants us to, fulfill our potential and live a really thriving life. Okay. I hope you like it.
Worn and weary land where many a dream has died. Like a tree planted by the water, we never will run dry. So living water flow way through. God, we thirst for more of you. Fill our hearts and flood our souls with one desire. Just to know you and to make you known. We lift your hand on high. Shine like the sun, make darkness run reaching out to show them who you are. So living water flowing through, God, we thirst for more of you. Fill our hearts, our souls with one desire, just to know you and to make you known. We lift your name on high. Shine like the sun, make darkness run and hide. We know we were made for so much more than ordinary lives. It's time for us to more than just survive. We were made to thrive. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Joy unspeakable, faith unsinkable, love unstoppable, anything is possible. Just to know you and to make you known, we lift your name on high. Shine like the sun, make darkness run and hide. We know we were made for so much more than ordinary lives. It's time for us to more than just survive. We were made to thrive. Oh, oh, we were made to thrive.
Yes. Thank you, New Jersey Family Band, for this wonderful musical offering. Now, I'm pretty much sure that all of you are been waiting and looking forward to listen to our main message. Let's welcome our very own Senior Pastor, Pastor Naokimi Ushiroda, to give the main message regarding the first blessing. Let's warm of applause to our very own Senior Pastor.
All right, good morning, everyone. Morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome again to New Jersey Family Church. Also, those online, thanks for tuning in. Last week I wasn't here because I was in Belvedere giving a message on reconciliation. But today I wanted to start with sharing a few personal kind of insights from the past 2 weeks. I want to include that as a starting point for each of these messages. So, yeah, I like to start with highlights, challenges, any key developments and insights. And one highlight from this past couple weeks was I started or restarted doing, it's called high intensity interval training 3 times a week with base camp. It's called base camp at 5:30 a.m. So that's why I'm not sometimes on morning 21 prayer visual for those who are wondering, but I do tune in. Also, one challenge I faced, this was on February 2nd. I still remember the day. I got a parking ticket right here in front of the church. I was parking too close to the corner. And yeah, it's not cheap. $55. Yeah, I know. So that was a challenge. I was not really happy about that. However, I reflected, why did I get a parking ticket? Why do you think? I mean, besides the fact that I parked in the wrong space. Lesser indemnity. Ooh. Okay, that might be a little complicated. I was in a rush, but anyway, it was February 2nd, so I quickly checked my books. That's what I usually do when something unusual happens. And I realized I had made my automated tithing for 2023, but I didn't start it again in January. So ended up paying a fee, 5% fee, to the town of Clifton. But I submitted my tithe for January, and so now I'm clean. I'm good. I'm good with God. My books are good. Yeah, you can give a hand for that. It's good that your pastor is, right? One development from this past week, I met with 5 young family parents, couples, this past week, different meals. It's been very interesting. My first one, I remember I asked after, talking about family, kids, work, all that kind of stuff. So, what can I do to make church better for you? And her response was, I miss Nancy. She was the assistant pastor, and And so I looked at her, I'm like, what can I do to help make it a better experience for you? And her point was that she doesn't like having to think through Sunday service all the time. She wants more feeling, more emotion. So I'm going to try my best to improve and add a little bit more emotion to my messages, but also we might have a chance to invite Nancy back. Who knows? We'll see. Yes. Okay. Looks like some of you like that idea. So anyway, so I continued to meet with 4 other young family parents and their concerns, their needs, and one thing that came out of all of those meetings was this idea to renovate the outdoor space of our church to make it more family friendly and more young adult friendly. So this is still in the proposal phase, but you may not realize, but this building takes up around 2 regular lots. But there's a parsonage that takes up a third, but there's 2 more spaces, one on both sides of the parsonage that's a full kind of open space lot that's relatively unused. So we're actually thinking possibly putting in a volleyball court and basketball court and develop a new children's play area further out on the same lot. So yeah, that's coming from the young families. And I think it's possible. There's a few things we got to work out, but the main point was there is a strong desire for creating a more welcoming space for our next generation, and I think all of us would be very happy to support in that process. So that's exciting. Yeah, so that was the past 2 weeks. And I want to get into the sermon series I mentioned. I want to talk about the 3 great blessings. If I can turn this thing on. No, this is on. Got to figure out how to make sure this works all the time. That way. Okay, there we go. Just takes a few clicks before it gets working. Okay, so the 3 great blessings is the sermon series over the next several months. And there'll be different kind of topics I'll be covering. But ultimately, it's about developing or helping you develop the 3 great blessings in your life. okay? So from concept to application, I want to make sure that everyone here is growing in their 3 great blessings. And it so happens to be, as Pastor Takino mentioned, a part of our New Jersey Family Church mission statement. So this is the updated mission statement. Maybe we can read it together, or no, that gets messy. I'll read it. To create a thriving community that manifests God's dream by helping each other fulfill the 3 great blessings. That's it. That's what we're doing here in New Jersey Family Church. So basically, every one of you, we need to help each other fulfill the 3 great blessings, because that's what's going to really collectively contribute greatest to God's dream, okay? And it'll create a really thriving environment as well. So today's topic is on sustainable happiness. This is something that will introduce the 3 Great Blessings series. And yeah, let's start with the first sentence in the divine principle. Every human being is struggling to attain lifelong happiness and overcome misfortune. This is the first sentence of the divine principle. It caught my attention and caught the attention of many others, I'm sure. You know, I think we all want to be happy. That's normal. But it's not easy to stay happy. Did you notice? Let me ask you today, are you happy? Okay, maybe it's not black and white. How about on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you're miserable, 10 you're overjoyed, how happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's hear some numbers. We have an 8, 6, oh, we have a 10 here, 7, 5, okay. So we're on this range of happiness constantly, and I would say that moment to moment, it kind of goes up and down. Like when I first found that ticket, ooh, I was at like a 2. It's like, why? This is my church. Why am I getting a parking ticket here? But after some time reflecting and, oh, this is just a late fee. Lesser indemnity, as Bruce put it. It was a little bit better, 6 or 7. But as you know, we all go through ups and downs in our happiness. And so the question is, how can we attain sustainable happiness where generally it stays on the higher end? Okay, that's the message for today. So one way to figure out how to get sustainable happiness is to identify, well, what makes you unhappy? So what are some things that make you unhappy? Think about it. Anyone? Resentment? Huh? When things don't go your way. You know, when you wanted something to happen, but it doesn't happen, right? Envy makes you unhappy, yes. How about no money? No money. No money makes you unhappy. I remember Dr. Young also used to say, no money, no honey. And no honey makes you unhappy. Anyone experience being hangry? Hangry. Hangry? Hangry is when you're angry because you're hungry. That's hangry. Yeah. Rejection also makes you unhappy. So there's so many things that make us unhappy. No wonder why we're not so happy all the time, right? The thing is, one way to look at it is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Anyone heard about that? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I learned this in my science class. Anyway, but Maslow's hierarchy of needs says that there's 5 different kind of layers of needs of human beings. The first layer is physiological. So things like food, sleep, shelter, that if you don't have these needs, Sangsha? Sunshine, sunshine. Yes, we need sunshine, we need air. So these are more fundamental needs that if we don't have, definitely we won't be happy, right? But then there's successive kind of higher needs that also need to be met. After physiological, there's safety needs or security needs, like having your own property, having enough money, those kind of things are more security needs and safety. And the third level is more emotional, sense of community, belonging. Those are also fundamental needs that we all have as human beings. And then second, or the fourth level, or as you go, it's a pyramid. As you go higher, you need the base needs addressed, is esteem. Feeling proud of yourself, feeling respected, acknowledged. That's also a human need. And the final, highest level of human need is called self-actualization. Okay? This is when you feel like you're fulfilling your potential, your destiny, your purpose in life for being here on earth. So these are all human fundamental needs that we all have. And I was reflecting on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs and saying, you know, actually it's kind of parallel to the three great blessings. And although we teach in the principle from the first to the second to the third blessing, I feel like the Maslow's hierarchy is kind of a reverse order. Having the more external dominion over all things, which is the third blessing, are the more base needs. The second blessing with family and relationships, it's all about building connection and belonging. And the highest need of self-actualization is actually the first blessing, is really finding and fulfilling your potential and purpose as a human being. We all need that also. So, how do we do that? Let us read. From the dawn of history until today, human beings have ceaselessly searched for the truth with which to overcome both types of ignorance and attain knowledge. Humanity, through religion, has followed the path of searching for internal truth, and through science has followed the path of seeking external truth. So according to the divine principle, humanity has sought to address these needs, both internal and external needs, through religion and science, right? So, for example, in science, what are some things that developed in science that help address some of our needs? Electricity, yes, helps keep things light, keep things warm, power my Tesla, you know. Electricity helps us with many of our needs. What are some other things that science has developed that helped address our fundamental needs? Telephone, okay. Right, so communications, much easier. Even things like dealing with disease, right? Back in the day, the average life expectancy was much lower. Like 40 to 50 was the life expectancy of humans. It's only in the last 100 years that life expectancy has increased to 70s and 80s. Before then, it was much lower because people would just die off based on the plague or different diseases that we didn't know what to do to fix. So science has definitely helped us in increasing our quality of life. How about religion? How has religion helped us in our quality of life? It's questionable. Cause of so many wars, right? But according to the principle, it says both science and religion And overcoming the ignorance related to that has been one of the key factors to helping us experience happiness. So what ignorance has religion helped us to improve our quality of life? Yes? Okay. So religion talks about the things that are unseen, not just physical things, not just having a house, a nice car, a white picket fence, 2 kids and a dog. What religion helps us explore the inner world that you can't necessarily physically see, and really opens up discussion in that area, right? You know, before religion, in the Old Testament age, you know, one of the key things that was introduced in the Old Testament age was law. The 10 Commandments, upon which most of even current law is actually based upon that. Can you imagine a world before law? What if there were no laws? What was life like before the Old Testament? Pretty bloody, I'm sure, right?
If you read the book of Deuteronomy, all the things God says not to do, you're going to say, what are people doing?
Right, exactly, right? The 10 Commandments says, do not kill. That means that before that law, what do you think people were doing? Killing each other. Another law, do not commit adultery. Before that law, what do you think people were doing? All the time. So you have to understand that didn't come from the science realm. That came from God's revelation through Moses to humanity saying, hey, guys, get your act together, follow these basic rules or else you're going to be miserable. So the Old Testament introduced moral law that helped create from chaos to really some order in life. And what did the New Testament bring to humanity? Living for the sake of others, loving your enemy, grace. Grace is one of the most powerful things that religion brought through the New Testament, through understanding that God is a forgiving God. This is huge. Without that understanding, our sense of happiness would be very, very limited, right? So we have to appreciate the things that both science and religion has contributed to increasing the quality of life and ultimately the happiness of humanity. Does that make sense? Okay? And the principle is very clear about this, which was revolutionary. Typically in religion, or historically in religion, it used to kind of deny science or put down science, and then science would ridicule religion, right? But the principle says actually both are part of the same whole. And we need both. We need to appreciate both to get the full picture. And that's one of the brilliance of what the divine principle helps us to understand at this time. Okay, so, but that's not it, guys. There's more. In order to be happy, it's not just about religion and science developing, okay? It says here, only then, completely liberated from ignorance and living solely in goodness in accord with the desires of the original mind, will we enjoy eternal happiness. So what the DP, or divine principle, is saying is that not only do you need to overcome internal and external ignorance through science and religion, but you have to live fully according to your original mind to be Okay, what does that mean? Let's see. Let's read. This world and its desires tenaciously grab hold of religious people, driving them into the depths of agony. Such is the contradiction which plagues their devotional lives. Even many enlightened spiritual leaders, still torn by this contradiction, have met a sad end. So it's one thing to know the truths, know the internal truth of God's love and grace, know the scientific developments of things, but still, if we cannot freely pursue our original heart's desire, and we want to be good, but we end up doing bad things, you're going to be miserable. Does that make sense? So knowledge is not enough. Knowledge of these things definitely is a starting point. We need to understand. But then your practice of that knowledge, your practice of pursuing a good life, if you're not able to figure out how to do that, you're going to be torn inside. Okay? That's why we see so much corruption in the political world, in the business world, even in the religious world. Even in our own community, we see it. So how do we actually overcome this kind of contradiction within? That is the key question. So let's take a closer look at this contradiction within. We find a great contradiction in every person. Within the self-same individual are two opposing inclinations. The original mind that desires goodness and the evil mind that desires wickedness. They are engaged in a fierce battle, striving to accomplish two conflicting purposes. Anyone experience that? Anyone not want to do chores before? Let's read. Any being possessing such a contradiction within itself is doomed to perish. Human beings, having acquired this contradiction, live on the brink of destruction. It's quite dramatic, right? I know, it's not good. Okay. So the DP is saying here that each of us have within ourselves this contradiction. You know, it's kind of like the cartoons where you have an angel on one shoulder and you have a devil on the other, and then you have to make a decision. And then the angel's like, oh no, you should forgive or you should let go. And the evil, no, take advantage of that. This is your chance, right? So even in the cartoons, they know about this contradiction that we're constantly battling within ourselves. Really, the angel represents your conscience or your original mind, and the devil represents this kind of self-centered selfishness. Let's look at examples from the Bible. For I delight in the law of God in my innermost self, but I see in my members another law at war with the law of my mind, and making me captive to the law of sin which dwells in my members. Wretched man that I am. So this was a quote from Apostle Paul. He's one of the most famous Christians who really spread the gospel. But even him, he was testifying how difficult it is to live a good life. He wants to be good. He knows the truth. He met Jesus. He's been saved, but still, he's battling the demons within. Another more practical or current day example is this contradiction of wanting to be good but being self-centered at the expense of others. In this culture, it's a very me world. What's in it for me? And people would do things at the expense of others in order for their own gain, right? If you turn on the news, you see it all the time. Robbery, homicide, rape, financial Ponzi schemes, all of this is taking the happiness of others for their own temporary gain. Does that make sense? So how do we address this? Maybe one more example. So there was St. Paul, there's this me culture, and then even within ourselves, this contradiction is like the gap between our goals, our ideals, our New Year's resolutions, and where we're at today, 1 month later, right? In principle terms, we call this the gap between our mind and body unity. Okay, our mind desires to do something, our body doesn't always follow. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not here to depress you guys, so I'm just pointing out that these are some natural challenges we're facing. But there is a solution, okay? There is a solution, so hold on, we'll get there. We need a new expression of truth that will help us, okay? So let's read more into the solution side. The new truth should lead fallen people to block the ways of the evil mind and to pursue the goals of the original mind, enabling them to attain goodness. It should guide people to remove the double-mindedness that sometimes seeks good and sometimes evil. You know, the principle doesn't change, or the truth doesn't change, but I believe the expression of an understanding of truth does evolve over time. And so, for me, I also have an evolving understanding of this statement as well, which I want to share. I actually think that through the merit of the age that we're living in, there's a new understanding of how to deal with our evil mind. Okay? In the past, you had to kind of fight and defeat, take cold showers, and do all kinds of things to dominate this evil, selfish mind. However, I think in this new age, it's more about healing our childhood and even our ancestral trauma. Now, it's a trending word these days, trauma. But it's very real. I've done some recent work myself in this area, and I'm noticing that instead of battling your demons, it's about consoling them. It's about acknowledging those demons within, where they came from, and actually helping them heal so that they don't have to constantly put up a tantrum and lead you astray. So instead of battling your evil mind, it's about loving your evil mind. It's about caring and helping uplift that so that your natural original mind emerges. And I feel like we're living in this age where that kind of, I would say, internal technology is available to us. And so I want to encourage you to also explore. For me, in the end, it's whatever works, guys. Whatever works. So look for things that actually help you in living according to your original mind's desire. Jew. Okay, we're almost done here. The new expression of truth should be able to reveal the heart of God, his heart of joy at the time of creation, the broken heart he felt when humankind, his children, whom he could not abandon, rebelled against him, and his heart of striving to save them throughout the long course of history. So one thing that's unique to the unification understanding is that we have a pretty deep or full understanding of God and God's experience. And I think that by developing a better understanding of God, building a personal relationship with God, behaving more God-like, actually allows you to strengthen your original mind. So on one hand, you want to heal your evil mind, but on the other, really you want to strengthen and develop your original mind. Get it as close as you can to what God desires. And that's what's going to allow you to really feel true freedom and sustainable happiness in your life. But it takes effort. It doesn't happen automatically. It doesn't happen through sitting in the pews. Although it's comfortable, well, not so comfortable, but that's the first step. You need to receive and study, but you need to take action. You need to, like Shogo, expand your heart to love your siblings. You need to make effort in order to strengthen your original mind's desires. And also take time to heal in areas of weakness. So in summary, we all want to be happy. But we aren't happy because of both our internal and external ignorance and this contradiction. But we can find sustainable happiness through healing our evil mind and nurturing our original mind to pursue goodness. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to cover more specific topics on how to strengthen your original mind. And there are ways to do that to really help you get to that place of more naturally pursuing your original mind's desire. Okay, so with that, I'd like you to go into discussion. Discussion question: what is causing unhappiness in your life? And what will bring more sustainable happiness? Take 5 minutes, discuss with someone sitting next to you. 5 minutes. Okay, let's bring it back. Okay, 10 more seconds. Please thank your partner for sharing. Okay, if you can hear my voice, raise your hand. If you can hear someone else's voice, close their mouth. All right, thank you. We can cut the reflection music. All right, so let's hear from the audience today. Any answers to the question? Oh, we have Irmgard already ready to raise her hand.
I missed service for a few Sundays. Good. So my name is Irmgard, and I was thinking when you told us about the Maslow's. Yes, so it's reminded me of the food pyramid, which we also changing now from eating more vegetables and fruits, and meat is that tiny little thing. So maybe that should be switched, as you said already, right? You said something like that. And what did I say? What is causing my unhappiness? Oh, if I don't follow my own, my original mind, what I know, and consistency in practicing. And we were talking about godlike and healing the evil spirit. Evil mind is very drastic. I was thinking maybe healing the hurt mind, because hurting is making us selfish things, right? But I really liked that you said consulting, taking care of your struggles, right, and your hurt, and practicing.
All right, thank you, Irmgard. I think it was consoling the evil heart. Not consulting, yeah. It's like, so evil mind, what would you like to do this time? Consoling, it's okay, it's all gonna be okay. All right, we have Mr. Bean and then Hyungwon.
Yeah, I'm Mitchell Bean. So in Satan's world, we put ourselves in our own little box, in our own little room. We're separated, but we're supposed to be family and sharing and caring. So we got to get out of that concept of the world of being separated to be as a family. That's a good point.
All right, so instead of isolating yourself, more engaged as a family. Next, hold on. Yeah. Say your name.
My name is Hyungkwon Kim, and something that really makes people like me unhappy, and what causes unhappiness, but what also causes a lot of unhappiness for a lot of people is lack of control of something. But something that I learned that will bring sustainable happiness is that accepting that you can't control some things. You can suggest, you can counsel, but in the end, most things are not in your control. Now you have to accept it.
All right, thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, part of the process is accepting things that you cannot control. But instead of being upset about it, angry about it, frustrated, starting with acceptance. And then from there, things can actually evolve. Yes?
My name is Paul Davila. One thing I used to be unhappy before to know divine principle. I'm feeling like, I'm lonely, sometimes anger, resentful to the system, to the world. But once they introduced me divine principle, that makes me figure out, who I am, why I'm here for. The Father really, truly brought us the reborn again. Physically, spiritually, He told us what happens. What's the real deal here in this physical world? Which we must understand, no? Divine principle. Divine principle is the answer to unhappiness every single minute, every single day. Not only in our jobs, but in our family and in our daily life with everyone. So that's why we had to, I had to see all the time. Go back to divine principle.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Going back to the basics. If you heard Paul, he used to be angry, resentful, and lonely. But the principle really helped to open up a new possibility in his life. So anyway, we're going to go through more of this. One thing that Pastor Takino shared was his family relations really determine whether he's happy or unhappy. They do say, what, happy wife, happy life. Unhappy wife, unhappy life. That's my experience. But yeah, the family relations is so important as part of, also Mitch mentioned, relations, and not isolating and being by yourself, but really engaging. That's part of the fundamental aspect of the original mind's desire for beauty. So we'll go into that a little bit more later. But thank you all for listening and being part of the message today. Have a good, happy Sunday, happy Super Bowl, and your parents' birthday, and Valentine's Day this week. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pastor Naokimi. It's a really wonderful message for today. When we acknowledge the evil mind we have and we really strengthen our original mind, then pretty much sure we can live fully according to our original mind with the sustainable happiness if we always practice that every day in our life and in our family. Thank you so much, Pastor Ushiroda, for this wonderful message. And now let's welcome our family band, and it's also for time for everybody to also offer your tidings. Let's welcome New Jersey Family Band.
Thank you. We're going to sing I Can See Clearly Now.
Sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Thank you.
Next week, we have a fantastic celebration for Tupia's birthday. So we are preparing a lot of fun times together. And some of the dance and the performance, music performance. So please invite your friends and the old friend, new friend, and enjoy Sunday morning together. Can you invite? Okay, so please join me in prayer. Heavenly Parent, we all receive your heart. You give us everything to us be happy. All natures, wonderful brothers and sisters, love, everything you gave us because you are parent and you always concern about our happiness. But long time, we lost you. Because we lost you, we don't know our value, who I am, who is God. But now, thank you to the parents, we more understand clearly what is my value and what God expecting us, or what is God's gift. Our brothers and sisters, so beautiful, amazing, and we like to share more. We love you, we care of you, we respect you. You are so amazing, my brother, my sisters. If we all feel from our brothers and sisters like that, we can create an eternal peace world. Thank you, God. We will create such a beautiful world with these wonderful brothers and sisters together. And we keep appreciate our brothers and sisters. You are amazing. You are so beautiful. And your wonderful gift come from God. I truly appreciate this wonderful community. And we like to expand this community about our joyful heart to others, our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, our other state, nation, to the world. I pray for this, my name, Atsushi and Namiko Takino, President of the family, Adieu.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for today, and hope we can see you downstairs. Thank you, and have a wonderful Sunday.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright